So,
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Self-Care Saturday for our Rise Up series with our Spring Rise Up campaign. I am Joy Cortina, the founder and director of Life with Joy Foundation, a nonprofit fostering a holistic approach to mental health and suicide prevention here. And very excited to welcome a guest with me here today, Lisa Manning. Thank you, Lisa, so much for joining me. Lisa is the a co-owner of Trillium Wellness, which is a wellness practice located in Severna Park, Maryland. We're going to hear from her and about cranial sacral therapy and how that combined with self-regulation can help with different mental health challenges, whether that be stress, anxiety, grief, depression, right? The list goes on. So really excited to have you, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
good morning.
And before we get started with Lisa, I do want to just kind of touch on a couple quick things because we just have a few more weeks left of our Rise Up campaign. We've got, oh my gosh, I guess, yeah, 3 more weeks. It's through the end of June. And so you can see in the caption there, we're going to make it taggable and clickable after we hop off here. Unfortunately, we can't do it before the live, but I'll go in and fix that after here. But we have our Rise Up Gratitude Challenge, our 3rd annual Gratitude Challenge for the spring. That's going to be kicking off this coming Wednesday, the 15th. And it sounds like it's simple, and it is simple, but it's just being purposeful and mindful about noting your gratitude and giving you some different prompters every day to just help get yourself in a good headspace and looking at the positive in your life and the little wins of each day. So we just encourage you to join in with us on that. We have a Facebook group that you can join, as well as a GroupMe group if that's your preference. So I will put the link in the chat. And then also there is our youth mental health first aid class, which is coming up next Saturday, the 18th, at the Church at 7 Run. And so we do have a couple spots left for that. If you want to register, that registration is due by 6 p.m. this coming Monday, so make sure you get in on that on time. Fantastic training, especially if you do work with youth at all, or if you support youth, even if that's just a loved one. We really encourage you to take that training. And then we have a couple other things I'm going to hit on at the end. But Lisa, I would love to get to you and introduce you to our community. Thank you so much for your support. You came out for Life of Joy Day with your partner, Carol.
Yeah, we loved it.
Yeah. So yeah, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, because you have a background with your foot in the mental health field. So tell us a little bit about you.
I do. Well, I'll start with trauma really is kind of my wheelhouse. I came into this work, as so many of us do, starting in my early 20s, just healing my own, some early childhood trauma, did a wonderful deep dive, and the lifting of the burden and how I was able to be more present. I was a very young mom, and I realized there were skills I needed to learn that I didn't have in place. So I had wonderful therapists that I worked with. And then moving on into my 30s, realized this really what I wanted this to become my life work. So let's say 30 years working in the field of trauma and recovery. I am a kinetic kind of person. I really experience everything on a physical level. So that was a natural progression for me, was to go on and be a bodywork therapist to help other people know, how do you interpret what you're feeling instead of just trying to tamp it down, avoid it, escape it, making friends with it, getting in there and coming home to yourself and the body, and finding some grace and relief through the nervous system. So that's pretty much the work I do. I help people become physically, somatically, we call it somatic work, aware of what they're feeling and where they're feeling it in the body, and how to repattern that in a way that's going to open us up for much greater resiliency and long-term health and recovery on all levels.
Wow, it really is such a fascinating modality, and and I know too. Lisa and I here are connected through our local Chamber of Commerce, the Severna Park, Greater Severna Park and Arnold Chamber, to be exact, and also both Lisa and Carol, another co-founder of Trillium Wellness. They also run our wellness coalition with the chamber. So really excited to be connected with you through that. Tell me a little bit more about how you combine what you do with the others at Trillium, and what's it all about at Trillium?
Yeah, absolutely. We were very excited to start this group. Each one of us has our own expertise, but the synergy of it is so much greater when we collaborate, which is also the driving force behind the coalition. So, it takes all of us to really round out the complete healing of a person. So Carol and I have worked together for many years. Both of us have over 20 years in our collective, our individual fields. And our vision was to find a place where people could come and get some guidance. If I'm not the one to help you, I love to have my trusted partners that I can bring you to. And we collaborate. We all have a background in hospice, and we love that model because that model is a team comes together and holds that individual that's in front of them in a container of opportunity for healing. And then we all try to figure out, what's first and foremost what this person needs. So yeah, that's what we do at Trillium. That's how we work together. A lot of times I like to tell people I'm the weighted blanket. I'm the one, if someone changes scary for everybody. So I like to manage the stressors, get the nervous system regulated. And then Carol and Jill come in with their wonderful tools with cellular nourishment, acupuncture, so that we can take that body and use it as a healing tool, let people be empowered in their healing process. So we try to partner with them as a group.
So beautiful. I love it. And I know the fireworks were going off when we sat down and talked about future collaborations and what we even ultimately want our Life of Joy Center to look like, and just that collaborative effort. It's just so beautiful. And I'm grateful that you've been able to bring that to our community. And so, gosh, thank you so much for what you're doing, and just for the different angle, that it brings to the table, for those, because what you're doing is completely complementary, right, to, your traditional therapies, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all a piece of the puzzle. And we kind of need all aspects of it, right? It's one thing to understand something intellectually, but really that embodied knowing, literally embodied, we want to take what we understand and live it, express it, and feel it. So I love it. I am so grateful for, it is an honor to work in this field. And I'm so grateful for all my other colleagues that I'm in close connection with that are handling the talk aspects of it as well. So know it, feel it, move it, right? Eat it, live it. That's
Yes. And to be a testimony too, right? And it's, that's always powerful. So before I let you go, I would love for you to just maybe explain a little bit, because not a lot of people are familiar necessarily with body work or cranial sacral therapy. Can you give some sort of explanation or sense of what that is and how that works?
sure. There's some technical aspects of it, and that's not really for the chat today, as far as orthopedic balancing. But I'll give you an example of what often happens is someone comes in and you can just see they're just almost trembling from stress, and they'll say, "I feel like I can't take a breath."
Mm.
So the fear of that creates these negative loops. So anxiety, of course, fires up the fight or flight. Then we've got all these stress hormones in our blood system, which causes more fear, and it causes us to clench down more. So having someone say, "Yeah, I know you're feeling that. I can see you're feeling that," and watch what happens if we soften the diaphragm. So we bring some attention to where these clenched areas are. And when they start getting a breath, we start reversing that process to what we call a positive feedback loop. So now we've got some oxytocin going, because this type of work feels like a hug, and really that's what we all need sometimes, is that hug, some endorphins. We start to get some relief from the stress, the anxiety, and the clenchedness in the body. And then we see what's the next area, what needs to happen. For some folks, when you're in fight or flight, it just takes all of your energy away from your other body systems. It's designed, and it's a fantastic thing to keep us alive. We need it, right? But we don't need it like a galloping horse out of control. So what I try to do is help people bring back to what I always call that sacred neutral, so that we can kind of in a mindful way sit with what's happening and then learn from it instead of trying to run away from it. So it's taking the fear out of the process so that we can use it, so that we can become friends with our stress response and have it be a positive thing, and be able to take a breath, right? Be able to take a big, deep breath. So a lot of times what you see, you'll hear people have tummy gurgles coming up. little bit of a tear comes. So it's amazing that just that rest and relaxation is so deeply involved, with our well-being. The question is always, am I safe? And your body is constantly going out in the environment going, am I safe? Am I safe? And if the answer is no too often, whether or not you're thinking about it cognitively, the body's responding to that. So we try to put everything in its little box, make it make sense, simplify the process to protect their health while they're going through, like I said, what's a normal thing we have to do every day, adaptability to change, managing challenges.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense. Absolutely. And I have been a longtime fan of body work, doing different kinergetic energy work, I think, which is very along the same similar lines, right?
Mhm.
And it's really just it's very eye-opening. And so really, whether you go to Trillium or another practitioner, I think really we just want to promote that concept because it's one of those things that it can look a little and sound a little woo-woo.
Yeah.
Right? When you first hear about it, but it's really transformative. And I know that a lot of even trauma therapists are looking to refer folks out to these sorts of alternative therapies because it is so effective. So,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
so thank you, Lisa, so much
Yeah,
for sharing with us this morning.
yeah,
And
for sure.
I just want to just congratulate all three of you ladies for the
Thanks.
opening of Trillium
Yeah,
Wellness this
thank you.
year. And just all the history that you have in this field. And so I want to close this out and respect your time, but just a couple last notes about our spring campaign happenings. We do also have a virtual trivia night for anyone who enjoys some trivia next Monday evening, the 20th. Or not this coming Monday, but the following Monday, the 20th. That's very family friendly, so teens and up can participate. And that is a fundraiser, and that's going to be with Wash Trivia, which is a really widely um, accredited, well-known trivia company here in the Baltimore area. So we're really excited to be doing that with them. Should be fun. And then we also just want to encourage if you would like to support our fundraising efforts beyond that, we do have our Rise Up Raffles, which includes some wellness. A wellness package that has quite a few different things in there, massage and acupuncture and yoga. There is a take a load off package that includes a really nice car detail package. There's some not babysitting, pet sitting in there, a couple other things. So each of these packages, you guys, are worth several $100s. So really great winnings. If you want to get in on our Rise Up raffles, we do have a 50-50 that's going as well. I believe the pot is up to over $300 for the winner. So we want to just keep that going. And then last but not least, do want to just ask for your help with our fundraising. So if you would like to host an online fundraiser or Facebook fundraiser, there is a link there that just guides you through the 3 quick steps to do that. So thank you again, Lisa, so much
Yeah,
for
you're
your
welcome.
support of Life of Joy and for being a resource that came out for our Life of Joy Day last weekend.
Absolutely.
So we're excited to grow our partnership with you and to get you connected to our other partners as well. I'm really excited about what I think we can do together. As you said, we're each a piece of the puzzle, right? And takes a village sometimes.
Right, right, exactly. Thanks, Joy.
Absolutely. Have a great day, everybody. We look forward to catching up with you soon.